Right now, as you watch this, a clock is running. It has been running since the day you were born, and it has never once stopped to ask how you feel about it. You don't know the number on it. Nobody does. But it is real, it is finite, and it is smaller than you think. Most people spend their entire lives pretending this clock doesn't exist. They live as if there will always be more time, more mornings, more chances to finally become the person they keep promising to be. And then one day the clock stops. Mid-sentence, mid-plan, I'll start Monday. This video is about the one truth that every Stoic built their life around. Not to frighten you, to wake you up. Because the day you truly accept that you are going to die is the day you finally start to live. Here is the most expensive lie you have ever been told. And the cruel part is you told it to yourself. There's still time. Time to fix it later. Time to call them next week. Time to get in shape next year. To start the business someday. To become disciplined once things finally calm down. You believe, deep in your bones, that the real version of your life is still ahead of you. That these are the rehearsals, and the real performance comes later. But there is no later. There is only a long line of nows, and you are spending them right now, whether you notice or not. The Stoics had a cure, and they carried it everywhere. Memento Mori. Remember that you will die. They wrote it on coins, carved it into rings, and paid servants to whisper it to victorious generals, so that triumph would never let them forget. Not because they loved death, because they refused to sleepwalk through the only life they were ever going to get. Understand what time actually is, because you have been treating it like it cost nothing. Money you can lose and earn back. Reputation you can rebuild. A relationship you can repair. Almost everything you value can be recovered, except this one thing. Time is the only currency that spends in a single direction. Every hour you are handed is drawn from an account you can never refill, and you are not allowed to see the balance. Seneca wrote it plainly 2,000 years ago. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. We are not given a short life. We make it short. We give our years away to people who don't matter, to arguments we won't remember, to worries about things that never happen, to screens that take our attention and hand us nothing back. You would fight a stranger who tried to empty your bank account, yet you let the world empty your days, hour after hour, and you barely look up. Now watch how the trap actually works, because it is subtle and it is patient. It never asks you to give up on your dreams. That would be too obvious, too easy to refuse. It simply asks you to start them tomorrow. Someday feels responsible. It feels mature, even safe. It lets you keep the comforting fantasy of the person you will become without ever paying the price of becoming him today. So you wait. You wait to feel ready. You wait for motivation, for permission, for the perfect conditions that are never, ever coming. And the years are happy to wait right alongside you until the day they simply stop. They say the graveyard is the richest place on earth, and it's true. Full of books never written, businesses never built, apologies never spoken, love never expressed, lives never actually lived. All of it postponed to a someday that the clock quietly crossed out. The most dangerous word in your language is not no, it's later. Let's make this real, because your mind is extremely good at keeping death safely abstract. If you live to 80, you get about 4,000 weeks. Not years, weeks. 4,000 of them, start to finish. If you are 30 right now, roughly half are already behind you. If your parents are 60 and you see them a handful of times a year, you may have only a few dozen face-to-face days left with them in your entire life. And you already know that number now. Count the summers a child has under your roof before they walk out that door for good. You can hold the total in 2 hands. I am not telling you this to crush you. I'm telling you this to focus you. Because the moment you actually see the number, the things that quietly eat your days stop looking harmless. They start looking like what they really are: theft. And the question stops being, how do I fill the time, and becomes something sharper. What is genuinely worth this hour when I am never, ever getting it back? Here is the part almost no one expects. Facing your own death is not morbid. Done right, it is the single most freeing thing you will ever do. When you truly understand that your time has an edge, that it runs out, fear begins to shrink. Ask yourself, what can the opinion of a stranger really cost a man who remembers he is dying? What is the point of staying small, staying quiet, staying safe, playing a part you hate, when the final scene is already written for every one of us? Memento Mori burns away the noise. It makes you brave because it forces you to be honest about what actually matters. The things you were terrified to attempt suddenly look tiny next to the one thing you should truly be afraid of. Arriving at the end and realizing you were here for 80 years and never once fully showed up. The Stoics didn't remember death to become gloomy men in dark rooms. They remembered it to become unshakable. So let's turn this from a feeling into a practice. Because a mood fades by morning, and a practice changes your life. 4 steps. Step 1. Confront the number. Once, just once, do the uncomfortable math. Write down your age. Subtract it from 80. Look hard at what remains. Not as a threat hanging over you, but as a budget in your hands. That figure is the most honest financial statement you will ever read. And unlike your bank account, no one can top it up. Keep it somewhere you will see it often. Step 2. Kill someday. Take the one thing you have been endlessly postponing. The call, the gym, the first page, the hard conversation you keep rehearsing. And do the smallest real version of it within the next 24 hours. Not the whole mountain, the first undeniable step. Someday dies the instant it touches a specific day on a calendar. You are not trying to fix your entire life before tonight. You are proving to yourself, with evidence, that the clock does not own you. Step 3. Audit where your hours actually die. For the next 3 days, don't judge. Just notice. Notice the scroll that turns 20 minutes into 2 lost hours. Notice the worry you rehearse over and over about things that will never happen. Notice the people who drain your energy and hand nothing back, and the habits that leave you emptier than they found you. You are not lazy. You are leaking. And you cannot fix a leak you refuse to look at. Find them, one at a time, and close them. Step 4. Live for the eulogy, not the resume. One day, someone is going to stand up and describe your whole life in about 3 minutes. They will not read out your job title, your salary, or your follower count. They will talk about how you made people feel, what you stood for, whether you were kind, whether you were brave. So start being that person now, today, while you can still edit the story. Before every choice, ask one question. At the very end, will this have mattered? Then let the honest answer run your day. Understand this clearly. The clock will not slow down so that you can get comfortable first. It is running as you watch this exact sentence. It ran while you were afraid. It ran while you were waiting for the perfect moment. It ran while you were scrolling, numbing, delaying, telling yourself there was time. And it will keep running whether you change today or not. That is the hard truth. And hidden inside it is the gift. Because the sand that is still left is yours. You cannot buy back the years you already gave away, but you are holding this hour right now, and no one has spent it yet. You get to decide who meets the rest of it. The man who keeps waiting for a someday that is never coming, or the man who finally understood, while there was still time left in the glass, that this was never a rehearsal. It was always the performance. Memento Mori. Remember that you will die. Not to make you afraid, to make you awake. Let it sit behind every choice like a quiet hand on your shoulder, reminding you that this matters, that they matter, that you do not have forever to become the person you could have been. The people who truly change their lives are not the ones who were handed the most time. They are the ones who finally stopped pretending they had time to waste. So if any of this reached you, do not let it quietly fade away by tonight. Do one thing today that your future self will thank you for. And subscribe, so the next time the clock tries to lull you back to sleep, we are here to shake you awake again. You are going to die, so start living today.